Hi everyone, welcome to our first leadership webinar for 2020. So we have a great lineup of speakers today. We have a lot of information that you're going to want to know about, and we're excited to be together again. No better way to start a new year and a new decade than to kick it off with the webinar and really get stuck into things. So we're excited and want to welcome you from all around the world. And anything you want to add?
Just we've got some fantastic lineup, some really exciting announcements that you're going to want to be on for the whole presentation. Toward the end, we've got some really cool things that we're going to tell you about. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started.
Perfect. Okay, so we usually start with recognition, and because we've been off for a couple of months in terms of our webinar, we are not going to cover specialty awards this time because of the length of the recognition section. So congratulations to everyone over the last couple of months who have achieved the specialty awards category in Australia. We're really excited for you. Should have seen all the templates go up on social media to recognise and honour the work that you're doing. So we'll go through rank advancements. And then we have special guest speakers. Of course, we've got Mr. Dan Doyle, who's going to be joining us today. So it's always a phenomenal webinar when we get to hear from Dan. And then we've got our brand new shiny diamonds. We claim Glen as our own, but he isn't our own. He belongs to Alan Noble, and he's going to join us. So we're really excited. He's just popped up on the screen. So Glen's amazing, and we're so grateful that he can join our call today. So we've got some other diamonds who are coming on from our team, and Christine Wong, Dorothy. Hi, Christine. Yeah. We've got Nancy and Susan as well, who'll be joining us, and Bart will be engaging with them and asking them some questions, and they'll be here to inspire you, and we're really excited, particularly I am, to find out about their journeys. So welcome all our special guest speakers today. Then we're going to cover promotions and incentives as well. And we are also going to have a little segment from Bart and Dan, more or less about the 2020 vision, where ASEA is heading this year. And I'm going to cover your life's why, which has been something I've been focused on over the last few months, and it is amazing. And it's a great start to a new decade to be able to get real clarity on what your life's why is, which is your ASEA why. And then we have some upcoming events and a special invitation that you want to stay on the webinar for, because there's some really exciting events coming up. We want to make sure you've got tickets, you're bringing people, you understand more about those events as well. So we'll get straight into the recognition.
Yeah, and
oh, hey Ed. Hi, Dr. Michael. You're muted. Did you? Speaking
as special of upcoming events,
there we go.
Because I know these gentlemen are in the middle of kind of a meeting and so forth. We're so glad you could jump on and join us. We'll be talking more about the Envision and the peak performance and a tour that Dr. Michael's going to be doing across several cities in Australia. But we're so grateful that you could jump on, and we're really looking forward to having you come on out, Dr. Michael. So Ed, you might want to just want to say a few words. And
yeah. I just want to say a quick hello. It's always good to be on your monthly call. You've got such a loaded agenda that I'm not going to take a lot of time other than just say hi. Gosh, kudos to all the folks that are doing such great things, and it's just it's great to be here with Dr. Michael. We're going to be talking about the trip down your direction, and I tell you what, you're going to be blessed by his visit there. So wherever you find on this call that he's going to be, make sure that you pack the house, because nobody's going to go away a doubter after they listen to Dr. Michael tell his story. That's really rooted in two things. It's rooted in the great research that he's done as a medical doctor, but even probably before that, the great results that he was able to see as a grandfather. And so that's two compelling reasons why he's saying the same thing a lot of your peers are saying. This is indeed probably the greatest health science breakthrough. In fact, he takes it a step further than of our lifetime. He says of all time. And so, you know, these docs are just exaggerators. So it's great to be with you, Rich. And these are some of the best folks in the whole world you're going to meet down under there.
Well, I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody there. I'm going to crisscross your wonderful country. And please, as Ed said, pack the house, because I want to meet a whole bunch of you. And it's a blessing to be at your Envision. and I will be there. And so I'm very, very excited. I'm not necessarily excited about the long trip, but once I get there, I'll be okay.
Once he leaves your little island down there, he's going to come join me in the Philippines for a few days, and we'll be doing some things over there. So we'll get more information to you about that. So have a great call, you guys. Love you, Bart and Melissa, and all your team down there. And we'll talk soon.
We appreciate you. Thanks for jumping on. Can't wait to see you down there.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, blessing.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Have to get
What a
the day made up.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to get to that a little bit later in terms of where Dr. Michael will be, but it really is an incredible honour to have him join us in Australia. So we're going to start with the recognition, and of course we honour Director 300s first, and it's an exciting lineup of people who have been rank advancing through the end of the year and also through the beginning of this year, which is really saying a lot because most people know that Australia in particular shuts down for at least the full month of January, and a lot of people go into sort of holiday mode toward, you know, Christmas time. So it's phenomenal that these people have been focusing on their goals and taking advantage of ASEA's promotion and rank advancing.
Director 300 is such an important rank too, because as you're building your team, I mean, to take this thing all the way to the top, all you really need to do is create an army of Director 300s. And as you do that, you're going to be moving up the ranks yourself. But at Diamond, you need 6 Director 300 legs. So at Triple Diamond, Double and Triple Diamond, you need 7 Director 300 legs. So it's really about building a team and helping those people rank advance. So it's all about duplication, that process. So huge congratulations to all these Director 300s. You've stepped up. You've had the courage to get out and talk to some people, make some things happen. And sometimes that first, getting started is the most important thing. It's the biggest step.
It certainly is. And I can't take any credit for these templates, for these PowerPoint slides. We have Jenny Rose, who is our assistant in the Philippines, who does an amazing job at doing this and putting it out on social media as well. And she picked a theme of travel, given that it's been holiday time. So these all go out, as I said, on social media, Dream, Struggle, Victory. And it's really important to let your associates know who are listed here that we certainly appreciate them and we totally applaud and recognise their success, and we're excited for what they're creating for themselves, for their team, and also the difference they're making in the world. And obviously I'm sure you've noticed we're into the Director 700s now. It's creating 700 points on the left side of your business, 700 points on the right side of your business, and just helping more people and moving up and reaping the rewards of the financial rewards of being able to do that as well. So congratulations to our Director 700s. Well, congratulations, everybody. Might even bring out the bubbles here in a minute. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Yes, so this is week 51. You'll see a lot of Asian names on here, particularly some of those markets, Malaysia, the Asian market, Malaysia, Philippines. Boy, a lot of them are just taking off. It's great to see the success as we expand globally. Definitely, and there are some names here who have been featured for over the last 2 months for rank advancing more than once. So congratulations to all of you. Yeah. And this is in week 1 this year. So congratulations. And week 2. So yeah, phenomenal work, everybody. Okay. Nearly there. It's really important for us to take the time to do this because you all matter and we're really, really excited about what you're doing. Hey, now we're into the executive ranks. We'll get some bubbles going here for the executive ranks. Bronze executive. Look, this is a fantastic level. You're actually, it is the first executive leadership rank. It's where you, when you qualify 2 weeks in a row, you're actually in the EMP bonus, where you're participating in a percentage of the global sales. To be at the bronze level, you need to have 2 Director 300 legs, and you're also participating in the check match as well. So you're obviously, the income is going and growing. You're starting to really create some great residual income, and being able to set your sights on toward the diamond level. So
congratulations to all the bronze, and there's a lot of them. So very, very excited to see all these bronzes in the team.
Definitely. So we're still in week 49 here. This is week 50. So huge congratulations.
Still in new bronzes. This is this is a great achievement, guys. So proud of all of you for hitting bronze. And it's really about just creating momentum in your business. You can go slow and steady, but slow and steady in network marketing doesn't really win the race. It's being consistent, but it's also putting forth some real focused energy and effort. And undoubtedly, these leaders that are hitting the executive ranks have done exactly that. So, so excited to see all of these.
So, well done. This is week 50. Should be week 1, I think. Yep, week 1. So, congratulations to the following associates. Yep. Wow, it's exciting to see. And as Bart said, you can really notice the expansion into Asia as well. Yeah. So this is week 2. It is phenomenal.
Yeah. Now we're into the silver rank. This is the next executive leadership rank. This is doing 3,000 points on the left and 3,000 points on the right side of your business. Also, you've got 3 Director 300 legs. So your team is growing and expanding. And it's exciting to see the new silvers that are hitting rank advancement as silvers. Geez, there's a lot. This is so cool. Particularly there was some Christmas incentives, and there was some other team incentives that were created that helped inspire some of this as well. So just and this just really sets us all up for having a phenomenal 2020. So excited about being able to talk with you guys about goals today, and how everybody can achieve and reach their goals and move forward with the rank advancements.
You're inspiring a lot of people out there to join you in business and to join your ASEA team as you're spreading around the world. It's really exciting. So well done.
All right, gold is a big one. When you move from silver to gold, that's doing 5,000. So it's a significant jump. You're participating at a higher level in the EMP bonus on each of these executive levels. So the gold rank is huge. Congratulations to you guys. This is a real achievement. Very proud of you for hitting the gold level. So at the gold level, you've acquired at least 1 more Director 300 in your business, as well as having the 5,000 points on the left and the right. So at this point in time, you've got at least 3 Director 300 legs of your business. When we say legs, it's not just someone that you personally sponsored. It can be in depth in that leg. So we're not talking the left or the right leg. It's personally sponsored legs. So you're building and growing your team. Then talk about significant jumps. From gold to platinum is doing 10,000 points on each leg. So it's literally doubling the volume and adding an additional Director 300 leg too. So you're putting enough people in. And it's so exciting to see these names of people who have really been leaders, because a platinum is the step right before diamond, and you are really stepping into those leadership skills and taking charge of your business, really growing your business. So platinum is very, very exciting. And the rank that we're all looking that everybody should be striving for is diamond. This is, of course, there's quite a few diamond ranks, but the first diamond level, let's see, Capo and Dorothy and let's see, Christine, you guys are just absolutely amazing. We're going to hear from some of these amazing leaders today. Just 4 new diamonds in our team just in the month of December. So very, very cool. And so we'll be hearing from those diamonds here in just a minute. And some rank advancements to triple diamond. Mm-hmm. So this is very exciting. And this is an absolutely monumentous achievement. Ambassador triple diamond, the one and only Mal Sword.
Yay.
Mal is he's over in Europe right now and doing it the Envision conference in Europe, in Lyon, in France. So otherwise he would be joining us today. But huge respect and Adelaide's massive congratulations to Mal Sword.
He was actually in Tanzania doing charity work, which is something that he's very passionate about when he went Ambassador Triple Diamond. So yeah, he's prepared. He deserves his success. And so does Richard Lee. We're so excited for Richard.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Richard. You are a worker, and you've been focused on your goals. You've been doing whatever it takes, and you are an inspiration to your entire team. So we're very excited. And you went one step further recently too.
Yeah, so, Millionaires Club.
Congratulations.
Well done, Richard.
Yeah, we're so happy for you. So is he coming on later?
Richard, are you there? I don't know if you can unmute. We'd love to hear from you for a second. Hey,
there he is.
There you are, Richard.
Yes,
hello.
I'm here. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Congratulations.
Thank you, Melissa.
So how does it feel?
Congratulations, Richard.
Hey, Dan. Hey.
Henhao.
Your Chinese much improved.
I can guarantee his is better than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I just so blessed to join the great team in the world.
In the world. Well, you're an amazing leader, Richard. I know. Tell us how it all happened. Tell us what made the difference for you. What's
the biggest lesson you learned in getting there?
The biggest lesson is consistency. Anyway, just do every day. Consistency. You know.
Consistency. Yeah.
Yeah. Consistent doing the same job. Yeah. Consistent sharing. That's it. Simple. Yeah. Everyone can become a millionaire club member. Be honestly, I tell everyone, yeah, everyone can become a millionaire if you're just consistent. You know, insist on what you are doing and keep learning, keep sharing, keep inspiring yourself. You know, and of course you keep work with your team. That's the thing. Need the teamwork. Your team or upline team, the global team. Join the event, join the Envision, join the global convention. This is really key to build your business and lead your team to be a leader, to be a Christian, you know, inspire people to become a leader, to education people, to training your associates, your team to become leaders. That's it. I share my plan of my team. So if you want to become an executive, build more D300. If you want to become a diamond, build more bronze. If you want to become an ambassador, build more diamonds. That's it. Simple.
Ah, now that's a very good strategy. Look.
Thank you.
We have massive respect for you. You've just done.
Doyle, thank you.
You're a tremendous team player and leader. Yeah. Well done, Richard.
Thank you.
You definitely deserve your success, Richard. And you have a very passionate COI. I know you absolutely love what you do. And it
follow you.
Like that.
Follow you guys.
Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah, congratulations. We're going to call on you in just a little while too, so be sure to stay around. But thanks for joining us, Richard.
Bye, Melissa. Thanks, Richard. Just quickly, you guys need to be recognised for all this, because this chain of events, all these recognitions wouldn't have happened without you guys, and thank you for everything that you guys have done as well. How do you feel announcing all those people and those rank advancements and seeing that and knowing that it started with you guys a few years ago?
It still really is quite surreal. I mean, we feel truly honoured because the quality and the calibre of people that come into ASEA and join our team, they make us want to be better people. They're an inspiration. So we just never imagined, I didn't ever imagine having this many friends and inspirational people all around the world. And of course, Dan, look at what you've created.
Oh, yeah.
So that one phone call, Bart, mate.
We were just talking about that flying when you and Mal Sword came over to the United States, and what an amazing day. You just have, you know, and you've often said that when when I gave you a call, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was pretty excited. And, you know, just have that kind of passion because, you know, you can inspire and create amazing things, you know, when you share this with people. Yeah, no,
we were talking about that fly-in and how that really changed the dynamics of the company. It was probably the best fly-in that we've ever had. And I said to you, it would have been one better if I invited you guys and Mel to that room. But well done. You had the foresight to, well, you know what it's done for me physically and now what it's done for us financially. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Dan. And yeah, a lot of these rank advancements are definitely in your team. And so, yeah, phenomenal. We're so excited. Very honored.
Amazing seeing it and seeing it happen from, you know, from people in all different countries and all the Malaysians coming in now on those rank advancements. It's just amazing.
Got to absolutely love this business model. I mean, absolutely love it. Where else can you make this much of a difference for such a low barrier of entry, for not needing really any education? Just get out there and make it happen and change lives. It's amazing.
Virtually impossible to do anywhere else. We've got the vehicle to do it.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
So let's just quickly get through some more of this recognition. So we always like to recognise the people who are in the trenches doing the work, and it's really reflected through Fast Forward and Fast Forward Plus achievers. So we know that the Fast Forward, you've got 14 days to get 4 new enrolments and 800 promo points. And these are the people who have achieved that in the month of January. You end up getting 610 Australian dollars in cash and products. So the 100 ASEA loyalty reward points is really big too. And it's great to have those sample tubes on hand. So congratulations to all these leaders who haven't sat around in January. They've gotten up and they've absolutely started the year with fantastic momentum.
What I love about the Fast Forward is it's just an extra reward for what we want to do anyway. So they put a nice little carrot out there to say, hey, you know, get this number of people with this much volume in this amount of time, and hey, we're gonna incentivize you extra above and beyond what we get paid anyway. So you duplicate that in your team, and it's, you know, and you just can't miss. You just keep going and growing, and you'll rank advance and hit all the levels.
And it's a phenomenal way to launch a business. And typically, on top of this, people usually achieve the director bonus, which is $50 US as well. So the Fast Forward Plus, same time frame, except double the enrolments and 1,200 promo points. So a little bit more focused effort, but it's very achievable. And we have these 3 associates who have managed to do that in the month of January. So congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot higher rewards in terms of cash and products, 1,124 Australian dollars. And those 300 loyalty points are absolutely phenomenal to have. So congratulations. And then let's see how we're going on the leadership board for Dubrovnik, Croatia, with the Ascent Achievers. We've got a little bit more time until the end of March. No, March 6th. That's when it ends. So not too far away, but keep absolutely focused on it because it's doable if you're already in the system working that. So we have Christine Wong, who we will hear from shortly, who is currently in the 2nd place prize winning category, which is absolutely phenomenal. Fantastic reflection of what Christine's been up to and an exciting place to be. So just need to focus on first prize there, Christine. You're probably not too far off that at all, but it's phenomenal where you've actually placed the highest in our team so far. And then, of course, 4th place achievers. We have these amazing associates who are in 4th place, which is really exciting.
Hey, ASEA wants to pay. They want to pay for incredible holiday trips for you guys to network and mingle with the top leaders. And so, you know, you can, to qualify to go to on this is just by being bronze. So go in your back office and look for all the details on what it is, strategize, figure out what you need to do, and be there. And the more you do, the more incentive ASEA pays towards your travel and accommodation and that sort of thing. So again, just for the sake of time, we're not going to go into the details on that trip right now, but just go into your back office and look at it and plan it, strategize, say, how can I get there? Because you do want to be there.
Absolutely. And a lot more names will be added in the next month as well. So just recognizing where people are at right now, and congratulations, massive work, great effort. And we don't have who has actually qualified for Ascent Asia in terms of the details in our virtual office, but we just want to congratulate everybody who has already qualified for that in one of the prize rankings. And Diamond Summit coming up in Rome, Italy. I've never been to Italy, so I'm really excited to go.
Me too.
Yeah, and so far we have these amazing associates who are also joining us at the first level prize, airfare, accommodation, the whole shebang. So we are very excited there. We've got Julie over here. I just noticed this photo. She's in a mosque somewhere. She's, yeah, world traveller, all these people. But the Diamond Summit is where we can get together and have an absolute blast. And the second level achievers right now, we've got David and Karen, Sepinyeska, Tina, Karen and Wayne as well. So exciting position to be. Congratulations to all of you. This is a big target each year. It really does show great stability in your organisation. And we're excited to be able to relax and hang out with everybody else around the world in this leadership rank in May, not far off at all. And then, of course, I don't have the details for the ASEA Diamond Summit for the names listed, but congratulations to all of you who have achieved that. Legacy trip winners, which is to Bora Bora. And it probably doesn't surprise you to see that the legacy trip winners have been, or are Dan and Suzanne, Malcolm and Richard as well. So they'll be hanging out in Bora Bora in Tahiti, which is a really fun place to go and to be. So congratulations.
Yep.
Okay, now is a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to transition over to one of our family members, close friends, and very special human being. So Glen, thanks for joining us today. I hope you don't mind that we claim you as our own, even though you are cross-line.
It's fine. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Can hear you. And look, I've asked the Diamies to share basically three things with us. What your biggest learning lesson was, you know, the biggest aha that you can share with us. So, I mean, that's what we want to do, is to glean your wisdom of what you've learned to get where you are right now. Your biggest learning lesson that you can share with us, what you're grateful for, and what your goals are for 2020. So I'm just
That's all.
Yeah. So we're going to try to keep this to about pretty close to about 5 minutes or so. So I'm just going to turn the time over to you and let you share with us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. First, I just want to say how much of an honor it is to be a guest on your call. I'm going to take number 2 first, what I'm most grateful for. Obviously, I'm grateful to ASEA. ASEA is the company I always dreamed of finding. And I often say to people, if this is your first rodeo, your first adventure into network marketing, you are incredibly lucky. Because I can tell you from being in this industry nearly 30 years that a company like ASEA is almost impossible to find. I kissed a lot of frogs before I could come to this journey. And I'm so grateful to that. I'm also grateful to my sponsor. As you guys mentioned earlier, Alan Noble is my sponsor. And that has been an incredible journey of friendship, love, sometimes confrontation and challenge. And I want to say to everyone, don't ever be scared to challenge your team, and don't be afraid to be challenged, because it's in those moments where we face our darkness, face our foibles and our fears with the loving guidance of our upline, that we can actually make the biggest growth. It's not just smooth sailing, and it's not just being nice to each other. And I'm really grateful to Alan, because I have a couple of amazing stories of how he's challenged me. One day I'll tell that story. But I also want to say that I am incredibly grateful to you, Bart and Melissa, for your support. I have never experienced so much cross-line support in my entire network marketing career. And that is also a special gift that we've been given with ASEA. There's a special atmosphere, a community. I also want to thank Dan. Dan has been challenging in certain moments and also very encouraging. I'll never forget when Trish Schwenkler spoke in Brisbane in 2017. And Dan had just arrived from overseas, and I walked up to him and I said, "How are you going, Dan?" He goes, "Well, I'm not good." And I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "Well, you're not diamond yet, and I want you coming out and playing with us." You know, I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." So yeah, and you know, I have many special friends in this team, but I also have to acknowledge Mal, who is next to Alan, my best friend in ASEA, and he has just been the most incredible support to me. So kind and generous and loving, so generous with his time And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Mel. So thank you guys. I'm just so grateful that you include me as part of your family. And I feel like that too, very much. As to what am I grateful for? Number one, I'm grateful. Oh no, sorry. Our biggest lesson. Richard stole my thunder, but not really, because we need to hear this over and over again, and that is consistency. And I want to share with everyone a little analogy that I found about a year ago, and I actually have the picture on my wall. And it's a guy pushing a car. In my teens, I owned a few bombs, and as you all know, the hardest part of pushing a car is when you start. Once you get a little bit of momentum, it's easy to build on that and grow in speed. And when we do some action and then we stop, it's like we get the car started and then we let it go and it stops again. And we go back to the hardest part, getting it started again. I've seen people do this over and over again in my business. And I have to say, I've done it too. So consistency, consistency, consistency. Just stay, as Richard said, same simple actions done over and over and over again will lead you to massive victory. Number three, my goal is pretty simple. I want to keep sharing this message. I'm always inspired to hear Dan talk about, and this has been actually pretty powerful for me, to hear Dan say on many occasions, we have to get this message out to fulfill Virtus's vision. Sometimes we don't feel enough self-worth to think that we deserve to be great. But you know what? If you just start by thinking, I'm going to help Virtus get this thing done. We want to get this to the whole world. And that will grow into a sense of self-esteem as you watch the results of your actions change lives all over the world. The last one for me, my own personal goal, this time next year, I'm triple diamond. So thanks, guys. Again, beautiful to be on your call. I always cherish being here, and to be a guest is just an enormous honor. So thank you.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn. You know we love you very much, and most people maybe don't realise that you're a pioneer. You've been a pioneer in Australia. You knew about ASEA before us. You've been in the trenches. You've been building the foundation. You've taken the arrows in the back. You've gone through the entire thing, and you've created such great success for yourself. And like Dan said, we are very excited that you're in the diamond ranks. Your future will be completely unstoppable in your ASEA business. So
thank you very much.
You've had a great clutch start and the car's in high gear. So well done.
Well, look, it's probably worth noting for those of you that deal with skeptics in your business that I maybe was the first person in Australia to hear about ASEA in early 2010. Because I had a friendship with Kurt Richards for years before that. And he rang me when he joined the company. And I turned it down. And I had to wait 4 years. He introduced me to Alan. And I said, no, I don't get this salt water thing, even though I'd done 25 years of nutritional and health research. And I'm just very grateful to Kurt and to Alan that they contacted me again in 2014. I knew... You know, people often say, "Oh, this is the big one. This is the big one." You see the MLM locusts go from one thing to another, thinking this is the big one. And I'm sort of humbled to say I nearly missed the big one. Yeah. So, stay the course with your people that are skeptical, because you never know; they might just come around.
You're here. You're here with us. Hey, excuse the colloquial, I got to say this, is us Aussies say, it's about bloody time you hit diamond, mate.
Fair call, fair call.
That's right. And for those of you who haven't had a chance to meet Glen, do yourself a favour and go and introduce yourself to him. Your life will be changed. He's an incredibly fun person to be around. He's got a great outlook on life, and his energy rubs off on you. So make a point, if you don't see him at Envision this year, catch him at convention, go and say hello to Glen Martin. You're an inspiration to all of us, Glen. So congratulations.
Thanks, Melissa. Thank you, Mark.
He's a great hugger.
I've done an associate diploma in hugging.
Thank you for joining us today, Glen.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, we're going to move on to Christine. Christine, are you with us? Where is she? I know she was on before. There she is. Hi, Christine. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Well,
you know, I just got to say, I told Christine when I saw you in Malaysia, I said, you just look like you're a foot taller. You just walk with so much poise and grace, and your certainty, it just shows. You really look like a diamond. You know what I mean? You carry it well. So proud of what you've done, what you've accomplished. You're doing great things, and yeah, we're excited to hear from you. So yeah, I'll just put in the time. You remember the 3 things we want you to share?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I'll thank, first and foremost, I want to thank everyone here, especially Bart. So just to go straight into the 3 questions, the biggest lesson I've learned, you know, on reaching diamond is attend corporate functions. That's where I went in 2017, where I met Verdis and the rest of the corporate team, and that built my confidence and the belief in the company. I have been in many networking companies, but I've never seen one that I can feel connected with the sincerity, the integrity of the founders, the few leaders, and I had a chance to meet so many people who have been impacted with the product that, you know, I'm literally bulletproof. You can shoot anything at me and I will not ever give up. Okay. Yeah. So, and of course, my second lesson that I learned is, I'm sure every one of us have gone through or still is going through, you know, the skepticism of families and friends. So I have told myself I never give up, even when my family does not believe in me. So, you know, I've got something that I will continue to impact people's life. And of course, the third is what Richard has said. You know, when he started speaking, I said, oh my goodness, he's taking everything I'm going to talk about. Consistency and laser focus. I just keep doing, you know, connecting with my associate, connecting with new people, and attending networking functions, and just doing it. But I'm not as, you know, like with Richard. He eats, sleep, ASEA.
He does.
It's pretty amazing to see him, to be with him. I still have some family time, but consistency, laser focus on my goals, what I want to do. And the second question is what I'm grateful for. First and foremost, I'm grateful to Bart Kotter for convincing my husband to allow me to go to the 2017 convention where everything changed. Thank you so much. And I'm grateful to my sponsor who introduced this ASEA to me, even though I was honestly very, very skeptic when I started. I want to say thank you to Richard. You have been a rock behind, you know, supporting me and my team. Jesse and Jenny Kunz as well. Of course, every now and then I'll try and catch hold of Dan Doyle and Lorraine, and every now and then I call Bart Kotter for help. Thank you so much for this amazing support. And I'm grateful that this technology has changed my husband and my granddaughter's health. I mean, things looked pretty grim when she was born, but now she's a bouncy, running around, singing, just pretty amazing. Nobody believes that she had brain damage and was diagnosed with, you know, some pretty health issues. So I'm very grateful for that. And of course, my husband, he shouldn't be working at 74, but now he's retired because of the financial freedom or financial opportunity that ASEA has given us. I'm very grateful for that.
That is so exciting.
Yeah, he's very exciting. He's very excited. He's going with me. I said, okay, what I want you to do is follow me to 20 presentations. When you have qualified then you can go out and impact people's life. Yeah, I'm grateful that he supported me all this while too. Of course, the last one is my goals for 2020 is to help as many of my associates to attend regional events. When I attended the Bali event last year, it just, took me to a different level. And I've told everyone on my team, you have to go to experience the corporate sincerity, to really feel what ASEA is really all about. And of course, I would like to duplicate as many Christine Wong as possible.
Great goal. I love it.
That's very good.
Thank you.
And how are you feeling about going to Croatia with your husband?
Oh, I'm very excited. I'm reminding him every day that, hey, we are going to Croatia, and he's got his passport now, so he can come along. The reason he didn't go to Bali because he didn't have a passport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so my son went instead. So now he's got his passport. He'll be going with me to Croatia, and he's definitely coming with me for the international convention.
Yeah. There's one thing I want to acknowledge you for. The one thing that I've noticed, you talked about not only certainly attending corporate events, and that was a turning point for you because you came back bulletproof was the words that you used.
Yes.
But the one thing that I want to commend you on is that you're there. You're consistently plugging into all of the meetings, all of the trainings, all of the webinars, the expert in the house, all those. I can't think of anybody that's been more consistent than you have. And you're an incredible leader in that regard because you're leading by example with what to do, because you always got to stay plugged in. That's where you've learned. That's where we grow little by little. And the other thing you mentioned was sometimes family. I don't think anybody else on this call has skeptical family members. Sometimes the people closest to us are the ones that are the toughest. And sometimes you just have to be bulletproof in that regard too, and they come along later. So thank you for acknowledging that talk that we had with your husband. I'm so glad that was a turning point. Thank you.
And more importantly, really at the end of the day, your granddaughter's story. So I am so thrilled for all of you that you get to enjoy her in the capacity that she's grown into and become, largely thanks to the molecule. So congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Christine. It's a real pleasure to see you again. And we're going to catch up with you soon, no doubt, on the Gold Coast. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Let's see. Who do we have? Nancy.
Nancy.
Are you with us, Nancy?
Let's see. Is she here?
We might need to check the... maybe check the panelists.
I will.
Or the attendee.
Invite her to the panelist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just go down and find her.
It's under.
There's two Nancys though.
There's two.
There she is.
Two.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we can invite them both.
That's Nancy's twin.
That's right. Identical twin.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on. She should be coming up.
And Sussan too. Sussan.
Oh, Sussan. Okay, great.
All right. Thanks, guys, as we figured this out.
Nancy should be there.
Are you with us, Nancy? You might need to just unmute.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Nancy. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
sorry, you can talk.
So Nancy, if I don't know if you want to speak English or if you would like Richard to translate. It's totally your choice. But what we'd love to hear from you is what your biggest learning lesson is, what you're grateful for, and what your goals are for 2020.
Yes.
你听明白吗？
听明白。
OK， 太好了。
他是想让我介绍一下自己是吧？
对，介绍一下就是你从这个ASEA的经验里边获得最大的经历是什么？然后2020年的目标是什么？
我觉得我从ASEA就进入ASEA以来呢，我最初的需求呢，只是一个健康方面的需求，但是我随着在使用这个产品的过程中，我不断的在学习，我忽然了解到，其实这个产品呢，可以帮助除了我自己之外，还有很多的人来恢复健康。 在帮助很多人恢复健康的同时呢，大家呢也能够把这种爱传递下去，帮助更多的人获得健康的同时呢，可以获得自己的一个财富的管道。我觉得公司最伟大的一点就是在于给我们提供了一个很好的平台，因为所有的存在的一切就是要基于这个产品是不是能够帮到人，是不是真的能够帮到人。如果它是安全的，它可以帮到我们，那么我们都有信心把这个爱传递下去。而且公司的愿景也是非常的伟大，它把这有史以来最伟大的产品能够推送到市场上，让更多人受益于它。所以我以前呢，我在国内呢是从事医疗工作，出国以后呢就是成为一个家庭主妇，但是通过这个产品呢，我又实现了我的价值。我发现我可以通过另外一种方式来帮助更多的人恢复健康，能够让我的这种使命感更强。所以呢，我在这个过程中呢，我特别感恩公司这个创办人，也特别感恩我的这个推荐人 Richard， 我觉得是在他的带领下来让我走到了更远，而且他是无私的学习，无私的奉献。我觉得我们都需要从他身上来学习他这种永不放弃的这种精神和学习的这种精神。所以呢，在这种其实我觉得做很多事情的时候呢，你关键是要有一个就是你的自己的一个目标。你的目标是什么？你是不是能够坚持下去？你能坚持在这个路上走多远？去源自于你自己的信心。我在ASEA这个产品上，我看到了帮助了更多人恢复了健康，也让我更加有信心。所以我也有信心，愿意让这个产品能够帮助更多人走得更远。
Yeah, maybe we can have Richard interpret some of that, and then we can kind of do a little bit at a time so that we can hear from Richard too. Would that be okay?
Yeah, it's okay. But I just don't want to interrupt her thoughts. That's why I let her continue. Anyway, let me just translate a little bit. Nancy say when she started with this product, she focused to help herself. She has a health challenge, but when she realized can help herself, she saw that a lot of people can benefit from this too. So she changed herself from the customer of the product to share, to help other people. That's what forced her focus. And then slowly after she studied more, and she realized this is the best tools to help other people. That's why, because she has a medical background when she worked in the hospital in before, and then she realized how many people can be benefit from this technology, and she really appreciate the company. She really appreciate Boris Norton's contribution to the all human being, and not to sell to the pharmaceutical company and to do the business like this, to let everybody can enjoy the healthy and wealthy as well. So that's what's for first experience from her experience for when she start to looking at the product and the big business. At the same time, she studied as well. She studied very hard, and she followed the team. She appreciate our team and all the our up leaders, and to consistent to share with everyone, and she slowly to build her team as well. So that's what's first sessions. Okay, and Nancy, 你往前继续走。
所以我觉得在这种就是做很多事情，如果你有了目标，那么你就有了前进的方向。哎，我的视频现在好像可以打开了。
Yeah， 你视频没打开。
因为我现在打开了，它应该可以转过来。然后呢，我觉得在这个7年的支持下呢，我就觉得我会越走越远。我的2020年的新的目标呢，我是想的，就是全身心的帮助我团队里的小伙伴来成长，让他们也能够实现自己的个人目标，帮助更多的人恢复健康，帮助更多的人实现自己的财富自由。我觉得有公司这么伟大的产品，我们所有的人一定会实现这个伟大的目标的。也要谢谢 Richard 李的支持，还有那个公司的支持。
Yeah. Okay. Let me just Let me just translate what she say. Nancy say, the goal setting is very important to realize your dream. Without the goal, and nothing can happen. So in 2020, her goal is to help as many as possible, her teams, her friends, to get better health and better financial, like her did in last year. That was her goal. And she really appreciates the great product and the great company and the great culture of the company. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. Was there any other thoughts, or was that was the?
还有吗？
没有了。Thank you.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy. Our apologies for interrupting you before.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Nancy, your Dan Doyle's question.
Just wondering when Nancy made a decision to build the business, move over from a customer, how long did it take her to reach Diamond?
Nancy 啊，就是问你啊，就是说，当你决定把这个从产品的使用者变成生意的时候，去做这个事业的时候，你花了多久的时间啊，达到 Diamond？
我大概是从产品的使用者转化成产品的这种经营者的时候，大概是花了4个月的时间，因为我通过我家人的使用呢，确实取得了很好的效果。而且我在这4个月的时间呢，我觉得我大量去研究这个产品的这个背景，还有它的一些产品的原理和知识。因为我有深厚的医学背景嘛，所以我看到它这个独立的第三方认证的报告，包括这个产品的这个研发的这些过程，所以我就知道这个产品是可以走得很远，而且是真的是能够帮我们把那个身体的这种基因的表达模式的改变，尤其是我自己使用以后变化很大，尤其是使用1年以后，身体这种变化让我更加坚信了，因为我是有基因方面的不是很好的这种的缺陷，所以通过这个产品，它能够很好的帮助我改变了我的基因表达模式，我就知道这是个很伟大的时机来了，所以我也愿意把我自己所有的精力会花到这上面去，因为这是真正能解决人身体健康的一个根本，所以我就是下定决心，努力去把这个事业持续下去，帮助更多的人。
那么多久？从4个月之后到现在是多久达到 Diamond？
1年8个月。
1年8个月啊，1年8个月的时间是吧 ？Okay, all right. Let me just be honest. Nancy is her baby. Her baby is crying, so she's the baby mom, and she just share her experience from start using the product and to become a associate to build the business 4 months.
Wow.
Okay, because she took 4 months time because she has such a knowledgeable medical background. She was very interested in the product, and she used the product, and she found the product helped her lots, and she got a lot of testimony on herself. And be honest, she just shared she has a genetic issues, health challenge, and but after use the product and was completely different, so helps a lot. That's why she was so inspired to build the business. And after 4 months, 40 study, and she started to share and the product she wanted to help other people. She herself, her health and her in 4 months changes a lot. That was her experience. But after that, she took probably I should say 18 months to build business, to become a Diamond.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for doing that. I know that, one of the things that she mentioned was setting goals, and she's obviously got Nancy obviously got some clear goals on where you're going, and we're so excited for you. So thanks for joining us,
Nancy. Congratulations, and thank you, Richard, for interpreting.
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope everybody on the call gets to have lots of people who don't speak English or who prefer to speak another language as well all around the world. Very special opportunity for us.
Yeah.
Thank you to both of you.
Thank you.
So we are now very excited to transition to Sussan. I think you pronounced her name as Suzanne. I think you said earlier, Richard, but Sussan has achieved the Diamond Executive rank, and we would really love to hear from her as well. So Sussan, are you there? There she is.
Mute.
I've just unmuted you on my end. There
Hello, can you hear me?
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Bart and Melissa. Hello, Dan, Doyle. Hello, Richard. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're very excited to hear from you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Bart and Lisa, to give me this chance to share my ASEA experience. Okay, I want to answer the second question, the change to my life. To be honest, this is my ASEA is I don't have any network experience before, network marketing experience before. I think ASEA is the first and only one in my life. So with ASEA make my life more level and achievable. I met so many wonderful people and we can work together. I'm so proud of that. And another thing is with ASEA, I can help people from different places and different countries. Even we haven't met each other before, when some people send message and give me call, say, thanks, Sussan, thanks for introducing ASEA to me. This feeling is so good. I have never had this experience before. So I really thanks to ASEA. ASEA changed me a lot. The first question is the big lessons I learned from ASEA is, as Richard mentioned before, consistency. Yes, consistency is really important when you want to do something, when you build your business, when you want to start a new career. So, so I just want to share my how do I build my ASEA team. The first thing I want to share is I focus on help my team member to build their confidence in ASEA product. With this step, I think follow-up is very important. Second, once they have confidence in product, I will help them to build their team. We have a weekly training and ASEA OPP several times last month. Yeah, with this, I really want to thanks to Richard Lee and my sponsor, Ben. They are really fully support of us. So, and also we have a social media group. Every day we share the sense behind ASEA and our own story and other people's story. And the people are feel free to ask any question about ASEA. And so I think those two steps I just simply learn from my uplands. Yeah, all of my ASEA uplands are my teacher. I just follow what the teacher told me to do. So I think I'm a good student. Yeah, especially Richard Lee and my sponsor Ben, and also Dan, Doyle, Bart, and Alisa. Yeah, your experience gave me a lot of support. Yeah, and I just duplicate what other success people do. So this is the best way to get close to success. Yeah. Another thing I want to share with everyone is bring yourself and your team member to the ASEA event. Last year, I went to ASEA Global Conference last September. Yeah, I think this is the best way for you to get close to the company, to the product, and to the business opportunity. After the convention, when I came back, all of my team members can feel I am full of confidence. This is very important because my confidence can influence them. Yeah, this is really important, confidence. Yeah. My goal in 2020 is help my team member to experience the same success I achieved. Yeah, and also help more people to experience the life changes. Yeah, so with this, I will keep consistent to learning, consistent to sharing, and consistent to helping more people, and help more people to live better and longer. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, this is just what I want to share today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was some very good words of advice. And a couple things that I really got that I thought were so important that you said was not only consistency, but follow up consistently with people.
Yeah.
And make sure that people really help them to build their confidence in the product to begin with. And that's all about following up. Sometimes a lot of people, when they enroll people, they sort of forget about them. And I can see that you don't. You really nurture those relationships and you help to bring them along in the product and in the business. And you duplicate success. So success leaves clues. You've been a good student, and I commend you for being such a phenomenal student. Well done.
Thank you, Bart. Thank you, Alisa. Yeah, really thank you, Richard. Yeah, our lab upline is awesome. Yeah, Richard Lee. Yeah, we learn a lot from Richard Lee. Yeah.
So proud of you, and we can't wait to see you at the Gulf Coast as well.
Congratulations on all of your success.
Thank you. See you in Gold Coast. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you.
Oh, that was wonderful. So we have, oops, I went too far. We have Dorothy joining us now. Let me just see, there she is. So Dorothy, we'd really love to hear from you. Congratulations on achieving the Diamond Executive rank. So thanks for joining us today.
And hello. Dorothy is set. I'll just say from the time that you enrolled or really engaged in your business, I think you've set new records. You're the first diamond in Malaysia. You're doing incredible things. I got a chance to meet you when I was over there recently, and just incredibly proud of your amazing success so far. You're doing great things. So very excited to hear from you today.
And she's done 88 days of Malaysia Open. So 88, what a coincidence.
Say that again, Dan.
Dorothy achieved diamond in 88 days from the time that Malaysia opened.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
That's fantastic. What a great number.
Well done.
Well done.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Bart and Melissa. Thank you for having me on. I just met Dan recently, so that was nice, and that was lovely. So how do I start? Let's see. Okay, let me start with what I'm grateful for. So I'm very grateful for, well, first of all, the founders of the company, Verdis and Tyler, for ASEA, for developing such it's really an astounding and an amazing product. It's so safe and it's so effective for everyone to consume and use. There's just no recommending it to asking anyone to take it. Sorry. So when I really understood the product, it was just so logical. Everything it just fell into place because it's such a logical product. It's so dynamic. The applications are really endless. It's just an amazing product. Hang on, let me just get some water. Yeah. So I'm grateful about of how ASEA has actually helped to improve my family's health, and also provided the opportunity for me to actually help a lot of people health-wise. And I'm grateful for the wonderful financial opportunity, and it actually offers exponential earnings, but it doesn't require any capital or overheads, which is a really, really fantastic financial opportunity for everyone. I'm grateful for BK. I don't know if he's on the call. I don't think so. It's quite early over here. Yeah. BK has been invaluable. He's been so dedicated and he's so knowledgeable. So he's made it very easy for me to understand the product, understand the business plan. I had no clue about the business plan because I've never been in any kind of network marketing business. So he tried to explain it to me maybe 100 times in the beginning, and I still didn't get it. which didn't really matter. But yeah, we just, I learned along the way. So obviously now that I've managed to achieve diamond, I am actually a bit more, I understand, yeah. So I get experienced network marketers. They always ask me what's the compensation plan, and I was never able to really explain it properly. But in my head, it was, why are you so, I mean, I'm sure it's a fair plan. It's a fantastic product. We can help people. And I was never really bothered, or it was never my biggest hurdle to getting into the business. So yeah.
So you're absolutely right about BK. He's a champion, and I just love how that creates synergy and to
he
have that kind of support.
He
So
is.
That's
Yeah.
great. What was your biggest lesson in getting to diamond? What's probably the number one advice that you would give people, or that you learned that you think is really important?
Sorry, is it okay if I just credit my team, because I just want to thank everyone in my team, and all my associates who actually came and properly understood ASEA and the science behind ASEA, and they believed in ASEA and believed in me to try ASEA for themselves and for their families. I'm also grateful for those who understand the potential, and they understand and know what we have on our hands with ASEA, and they share the same vision and put in the hard work to build ASEA as a business. So that's been very, very important, and that has been the key to me achieving diamond, I think. On top of having support from all the leaders, and on top of the structure, on top of the product, it's the team really. It's just not something that one person can achieve on my own. Yeah. So yes, thank you.
Congratulations. We're so excited.
Thank you so much.
Can't personally.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. I can't wait to come to Malaysia and meet you. And Bart keeps telling me it's such a beautiful country.
Yeah, we can't wait to have you. Yeah.
He says I'd love it. So we're very excited about the trail you're blazing over there. You are an amazing leader. Obviously, you have inspired your team. You have a phenomenal team of leaders, and we're very excited to see what the future's going to have in store for you, because you definitely are one of ASEA's rising stars, and 88 days is impressive. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today, and yeah, can't wait to meet you soon. So thank you, Dorothy.
I love seeing all these people achieving diamond with no network marketing experience. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. It's so true, Dan. So you're cool.
Yeah, so Dorothy, just we're running kind of tight on time, but if you had just a couple more things, just what's your number one thing maybe that you learned that you might want to share with us, and what your goals are for 2020, and we just need to keep it kind of keep it pretty quick.
Okay, so I think in this business, it's very important to have a vision and to have faith in the product, in the structure, in the people, in the product, because you are living the product every day, and you have to relay or reflect that vision, that faith in, and you need to be constantly growing. Personal growth is a very, very important thing. So I watch a lot of videos on YouTube or whatever resources I have religiously. There's BK, of course, and then Dr. Gary, Julie, Mel, Dr. Wayne, Dan Doyle, Christina, Dr. Silverman. It's important to arm yourself with the knowledge of the product, so you're confident of the product and you're able to answer any question that comes your way. And then, of course, teamwork. Need to constantly be in contact with your team, your leaders, to help them as much as possible to achieve what they want to achieve, so that we can grow and everyone grows together. And then, of course, there's consistency, like what all the leaders said. And Mel always said, this business loves speed, it loves consistency. So you have to get at it every day and just keep doing the same thing. Keep thinking of people to approach, keep following up with the people, keep following up with your associates. And, you know, passion, hard work, dedication, it's all contagious. So yeah. I'm very grateful for all the leaders for having all these qualities and instilling that quality in everyone, or in me. It's been very inspirational. It keeps me going, yeah. And self-growth really, really helps, yeah.
And no doubt that momentum will keep going. I know that I believe that you're going to take this all the way to the very top. So
I hope to. I hope to. I
have no doubt. Thank you so much for joining us, Dorothy. I really appreciate you sharing your words of wisdom, and congratulations on your rocket
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dorothy.
All right.
Thank you.
Particularly getting up so early to be on the webinar.
Yes,
So
6 a.m. Okay.
It's all good.
Hey,
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. It was a pleasure, real pleasure to spend some time with you. We are now going to transition to Bart and Dan, who are going to go over a little bit of goal setting here, beginning of the year. No better time to, it's not necessarily goal setting, it's sort of vision and a recap, well, so we'll get straight into it.
Yeah, what we want to do is talk about where we're positioned right now in terms of timing, where ASEA is, and really where you're at, what you can do with this, and talk about some goals. So Dan and I have a few slides we want to run through with you and just share some ideas. So, so Dan, I'll let you just kind of kick us off with where we're at.
Yeah, sure. Glen Martin mentioned earlier on that my vision is in line with Vertus Norton's vision. I look down on the whole world and I can see what's happening everywhere and what I need to do to get this moving as quickly as possible from a single person's point of view, obviously in conjunction with my team and everybody cross-line. We're pulling together to do this as quickly as possible so he can see the company turning over $1 billion. I mean, he knows, I know, we know, if ASEA is doing $1 billion in sales, the amount of people that would have touched, the lives changed and the lives saved. So that's what we're focused on. We've been going for 10 years now. It's our 10th year anniversary. We've got the global convention here in Anaheim in California in September at the end of the month. We did double revenue in the previous 2 years. So in 2017, we did 86 million. We did 85 million. We did 126 million in 2018. In 2019, we hit 170 million. And this year, the projection is 200 to 220 million. Now, keep in mind that the company is ready for $1 billion turnover. The manufacturing plant can do that now. So 9 years to reach 100 million annual global revenue. We've done, in less than 3 years, 200 million. So we basically doubled the business over the last 3 years. We are in the top 75 in direct sales and climbing every single year. I'm going to stick my neck out like I did on a charge-up call this morning. And I believe Amway's had #1 position for the last, well, forever at $8.8 billion turnover. I believe with our technology that we can actually take the #1 spot eventually. I really believe that.
Yeah, which really speaks to the timing. You know, I just want to give credit where credit is due. These slides are compliments of Jerem Webb, who just went over a training, and I thought it fit so perfectly with some of the points that Dan and I wanted to make on this call today. He sent them across to me. One of the things that he talked about on his training call is where we're positioned right now. I mean, Dan just went through some of those statistics, but let's look at it on a graph. You know, we've had consistent year-on-year growth. But what's interesting is basically the first 9-10 years, ASEA laid a foundation with creating the infrastructure. When they started, no one had a clue what redox molecules were. No one had ever heard of them. So they validated the science. They built a manufacturing facility. They built their home office. They built the infrastructure in terms of all of the support, opening up the countries, the languages, all that effort that's gone into setting this rocket ship up for us. And that's exactly, I'm going the wrong way here. That's what's happened just in the last 3 years. ASEA has literally doubled their volume in the last 2 years. And we're looking at this growth. It's pretty easy to chart this course. And in a talk at the convention that Tyler Norton did, Bertus had actually had some projections on what the growth would be and how quickly, and it matched up so almost perfectly. He said there was a little bit of a lag time when he kind of stepped out here. He said it took him a little while to get things moving, but that was still year-on-year growth. But this is where we're headed right now, is in this kind of a bell curve. And that's when we talk about timing, just could not be better timing for all of us right now. It's very exciting to be where we're at.
So if you overlap the graph that Bart just went through with this bell curve, you can see that where we are right now with the dark blue is basically 2018, 19, 20, and 2021. So we're literally at full momentum now. So there's going to be a little bit of growth this year, but it's just the way things are structured and where Asia is at the moment. But there will be massive growth leading into the early majority, which will be over the next 5 to 10 years. I still believe that in 15, 20 years, there's going to be a massive opportunity with ASEA. For the next 5 to 10 years, as far as timing with doing this now, you can build a massive organization. You can move a lot faster than Bart and Melissa, myself, Richard Lee, because there's a lot more in place now. There's a lot more markets open. There's a lot more stability with the company. The great thing is we're solid and stable. The company have done their part. They're doing their part. And we've just got to do ours. So don't be a laggard. Don't sit there and do nothing. Get into the early majority. Build as big as business as possible. And in the next 5 to 10 years, you can set up your family for generations to come.
Yeah. And a lot of companies, you know, they do kind of hit this plateau or even go down, but with the technology, keep in mind, no one has what we have. We are the leader in cellular health. So I think that this chart's going to, this is a long road, just up, up, up. And I don't think we're going to, it'll probably level out, but we're not going to see that downward move, because this is really a legacy company. The point that I want to make on this slide here, I think it's amazing because look, you can have, I believe we've got the best product in the world. I think we've got something that's so amazing. No one else has. We have no competition. And it's such a passionate, we heard all the diamonds talk about how it's been life-changing to them and helping other people. Dan, you've talked about the mission to get this out to the world as well. But here's the reality. And some of us have experienced this with other companies. If you can have the best product in the world, but if you don't have the right company, the right people behind it, you've got absolutely nothing. You're wasting your time. And the thing that I'm so excited about is the integrity and the stability and the timing. Dan talked about the timing and where we're positioned for the global growth and expansion. And that really is the financial opportunity here. And I think one thing that really sets us apart from the other companies that are out there too is the culture. And it's so amazing to hear Tyler speak. Man, if you haven't heard Tyler talk about culture, you want to make sure that if you're in Australia, New Zealand, if you're even in Asia, come on over to our Envision conference and hear Tyler's culture talk on that day. But we really have something very, very special about really how we live our lives, how we help other people, who we are as people, who we are as a company. I'm very proud to be associated with these kind of people.
Yeah, there's no other company out there that ticks every box like us. On top of what you just went through, Bart, obviously our field leadership, corporate leadership, and the founders with their experience, we have got the best of the best, and we're very blessed.
Sure.
Yeah. So look at, I'll just kind of start kicking this one off. At the last Envision, or excuse me, at the last convention, Tyler Norton, he said, you know, he made some very compelling statements that he really just set the what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, he just drove the stake in the ground. He said, this is where we're going. This is who we are. He planted the flag. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. And look, we just want to run through some of these very quickly in terms of some of the things that ASEA said that they are going to do. So when we're talking about the positioning, the timing, I'll tell you what, the company has put themselves right out there in terms of what they're prepared to do. Dan, you want to just start off with the first one that just to kind of highlight this? We're just going to run through some of these a little bit.
Yeah, so obviously they're looking at becoming or being or are the most trusted place for new and experienced field leaders to build a network marketing business, and to see and trust our field associates as the very heart of our business.
Yeah. Next one is ASEA will reach 500 million in revenue by 2025. So it's the first time that they ever said, this is our target. And it's pretty compelling for a company to actually set a benchmark like that, because, you know, when you set a goal like that, you better hit it. And I think that 500,000 in the next 5 years, I think we'll surpass that easily. But that is going to be consistent year-on-year growth. So pretty cool.
Yeah, very, very conservative though, under promise and over deliver.
Yeah.
They do so. Also to lead, own and dominate the Redox life scientists. The great thing is they're building a lab in the manufacturing plant right now. They've hired a PhD. They want to own the Redox space, and they're going to come up with more Redox technology. So Redox life science research and development lab, that's what they've built, and new technologies and Redox products exclusive to us. Nobody else will have them.
Yep. The other thing is ASEA will strengthen and broaden our portfolio of high impact, high integrity products. I think that's pretty impressive to realize that they're going to continue to grow in this space of health and wellness.
Aggressively invest in ongoing publishable science and research. So a lot more validation, that's high on their priority. So we can go out there and talk more about what our product can do for people.
I think I got out of order here, Dan.
Okay, that's all good.
ASEA, they'll continue to expand in new markets. They intend to take this thing absolutely global and promote the culture and the products and the opportunity all at the same time.
Where are we? Continue to be?
Establish the ethos. Established
the ethos of the culture as the absolute industry leader. Always prioritize the teaching and promoting of our culture, values, and our reason why. And I just recall from the first meeting I went to, the fly-in, the thing that grabbed me, apart from the products and me having a serious health challenge, is when Tyler was talking about the ethos of the company. So it's been big since day one. It's going to continue to be big, and the company will lead by the ethos of the company, the principles and values. And Tyler will be doing the first half day of the Envision conference in Australia, all about the ethos.
Yeah. And ASEA will continue to be recognized as a top place to work for all the employees worldwide, provide a safe, healthy environment where our expanding employee population can grow, develop, and succeed. That's pretty impressive, because for year after year, they've been recognized as one of the best places to work, and that's all voted in by employees of the various companies. So that's pretty cool.
And they will, and I know we will continue to give back through the Advancing Life Foundation, increasing our contributions, or their contributions as well, to humanity each year. Some incredible projects there. I'm so happy with what they're doing and proud of them. And recently they made a big donation to the fire foundations that are happening in Australia, which is brilliant.
Oh, did they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Very cool. So look, it's very clear where ASEA is going. And the thing that I wanted to point out, I actually highlighted this one because, look, if you know, like Dan and like a lot of leaders that have been in this profession, there's companies that come and go. There's companies that hit a certain level and they get greedy. But this one is something that just absolutely hit my heart. As a matter of fact, I remember when I went to the first fly-in Salt Lake City, I'd been involved with network marketing for about 19 years at that point in time, 19, 20 years. And I literally got tears in my eyes. I just had this, I felt like I'd been lost in the desert and I had found my home, because ASEA says we will be known as industry-wide as the most trusted place for new and experienced field leaders to build a network marketing business. And they will continue to see and treat our field associates as the very heart of our business. And so to me, that just knows, I just know that we are in a partnership with them, and that's real. And that's good. And the reason I wanted to highlight this is because this is a company where you truly can believe. Sometimes it's like driving the car with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. And the reason that we might have the foot on the brake, it might be belief in ourselves, might be belief in the company. Maybe we've gotten stung with something else that you've done before. I can tell you that this is a company that you can believe in and you can get behind and you can share with people with full trust and faith and belief.
So obviously, you guys need to know first and foremost the reason why you're building an ASEA business. I like to keep this as simple as possible. Nancy Feng mentioned how important it is to set goals, and Christine Wong mentioned how she's keeping laser focused on her goals. And they're the words I used to Bart yesterday when we had a conversation. I'm laser focused. There's a lot of things in my life that I've given up and put aside, things that I like doing, things that I love doing, things that I enjoy, but I'm totally laser focused on achieving my goals. It's important to set your goals. It's important to have a plan to achieve those goals. And if you're not doing that, you have no direction. You have no idea where you're going. The conversation I had with Bart, most people knows I want to be the #1 earner in network marketing in the world. And then I know what I can do and with that money and how I can help people in other ways as well. But I'm focused on that. I've got my small goals, I've got my medium goals, I've got my big goals. I've got my targets in place for this year. Some of my goals and targets I've missed in the last year or two, but I don't plan on doing that this year. I'm just going to keep chipping away. And that's where Richard says how important it is to be consistent and persistent. And if you keep that daily method of operation where you're doing things that are productive and not just being busy wasting time, but being productive in income generation and doing things that are income generating. So if you're doing something that you're not earning income at that time, change your focus to something that is going to generate income. Because if you're not generating income, you're not getting the product into people's hands. So you're not helping people and you're not getting those thank you checks.
Yeah.
So
I want to just interrupt you for a second, kind of getting back to the conversation we had yesterday, and even what Mal said, when you're bringing in some very significant checks every week, every month, sometimes you need to kind of work on your why. If you don't have your why strong enough, big enough, and the one thing that you have is obviously a vision that's big enough that includes everybody. I mean, you've just, laid, and I even asked you, I said, where you could be very, very comfortable. You could sit back, you could retire. And I said, what is your why? What keeps you going? The one thing that I do know about you is that you're driven. Anything that you do, you succeed at. But maybe just share even a little bit more of what your why is. I mean, you talked about it, security and a few different things like that, creating a legacy.
I mean, yeah, the #1, obviously, with me getting my life back, my health back, with what this has done for me personally, physically, I've got to give that back to and pay back to as many people as possible. So as far as helping people that have health challenges where there's no answers for them, there's people out there with a lot of discomfort. We've got something that can help everybody. I mean, if you look at this vehicle, and this is what I was saying earlier, we have got the solution for people to take them to their health or financial freedom. So, but it's just a matter of jumping in that car and driving it. So for me personally, I want to see this company turning over $1 billion as quickly as possible. So I said, I'm a big picture guy, big vision guy, and I look at it through the eyes of Virtus. I think we can become #1 in the world. So doing that, but I've got my own personal goals that I want to achieve along the way. Getting my business to a situation where, if you understand the compensation plan, maxing out the team commissions, you basically move from a residual situation into the next level situation with your business, and it should never go backwards. So I know that's a safety net or a safety zone for my family if anything happens to me. So that's a priority personally, to max out team commissions, and I've got that focus this year. And I'm laser focused. So I'm not relaxing there, putting my feet up, watching TV, having a drink. Nobody should be doing that in the early stages of building this business. I'm 5 years in and I'm still not doing that, and I'm not going to do that. If you're serious about doing that and you want to go to where you want to take this, you need to put in the time and effort. So there might be some things you have to give up right now in order to get to your targets and goals, but it's short-term pain for long-term gain.
Let me just share a quick little story on that note, Dan. I've been listening to Jim Rohn. I just absolutely love Jim Rohn, and he shared a story. He said he has one of the guys in his organization. He said he knew that he had this beautiful TV. It was top of the line TV, and of course this is a little older recording, and he knew that this guy was a pretty good TV watcher. He said, how much did that TV cost you? And he said, I paid $400 for that TV. You know, now it'd probably be $4,000 for the quality of what it was or whatever. But he said, I paid $400. He says, no. He said, what did that TV cost you? He said, it cost me, get my words right, it cost me $400. He said, no, he says, I think that TV cost you about $40,000. And he said, well, what do you mean? He said, no, it cost me $400. He said, no, the time that you've spent watching that TV, he said, that's cost you a whole lot more than that. And it so inspired him that he called his brother up and he said, I want you to come and get this and just take it away. So he was making a statement to himself. And I guess the main point is what is it that steals your time? And look, I'm guilty myself. I can fall into YouTube land or watch videos or spend way too much time scrolling through things on Facebook. So you really need to watch that. And in fact, I was asking Dan, I said, what steals your time? What takes you away? And you told me nothing. You're laser focused. And I just thought, that's pretty impressive. So you need to guard your time. And that's something in 2020 is absolutely a goal of mine, is to really make sure that my net time is listening to something productive, like audibles or that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, every single second, minute, hour, day, week, month is so valuable when it comes to building a business like this. I think the other thing that I need to mention is that you're all leaders and you're all focused on building your business. Don't neglect your team. Don't neglect getting information to your team. I mean, if you want to build a global business, for example, you may not know people in other markets. Dig down into your team and find out and see if they know anybody in other markets. And the other thing is the same as events. You might get your ticket for an event, but you're not getting the information to the team about these events, webinars, and calls. Always be active as a leader to lead. So make sure you get the information to your team so you can duplicate, replicate, and this is where you're going to get your leverage.
Yeah.
So just be conscious of digging down into your team and just making sure they're involved in absolutely everything. And just keep in mind that they're going to be watching you. So what you do, they're going to do as well. They're going to duplicate everything you do. If you are sitting there having a wine, watching television, that $40,000 television, they're going to find out and start doing the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks, Dan, for sharing. You're giving us an inside look to what your goals and what you do and how you plan. I think that's important. All of us will put the challenge out to you to set your goals, make your plan, achieve it, be consistent, and make sure that you're at the events. And so with that, we better, Melissa's got some important things that she's going to share with us here too.
Thanks, Dan. And feel free to chime in, you two, in this next section. I am going to talk about your life's why. So we've heard Dan, we've heard Bart, they reference Mal, and Glen has been talking about your ASEA why. Now, a gentleman named Simon Sinek, he has written these two books. Some of you may have read them or listened to them on Audible. It's been an amazing transformational journey for me to execute the Life's Why exercise in Find Your Why. Simon's really passionate about helping people to wake up every single day of their lives feeling inspired, safe at work, and more importantly, feeling really fulfilled at the end of the day. And the exercise that I've done, I've got to tell you right now, I'll hold it up. I hazard a guess. I'd like to challenge you to do it. It takes time. So I don't know if you can see, I can't see myself. I'll just see. Yeah. So you'll see all these pages in my fashion planner. I like to write things out like this because it's better on my brain than if I even type it in. But you'll see it takes time. This exercise takes time. And I'm going to go through and show you, you know, just a little high level summary of what I did and why it's so incredibly important, because the speed of the leader determines the rate of the pack, as you've heard. And you can see very clearly Dan's passion. Your ASEA why is your life's why. So when you really discover and dig down deep, we grow each year. So revisit your ASEA why and look into the depth of it and rewrite it every year, get clear on it every year. And the step of doing your life's why it's different, is you get to find out really who you are. And when you find out who you are and what your life's why is, I guarantee that ASEA will be your home. You'll find a new ignition of passion and spark. And then you communicate that with people. So Dan's with us, thankfully, still. And his passion, as you've heard, his vision is, yes, to support Virtus's vision. And that's part of his life's why, because he is about making sure that he can help as many people as possible. And at the end of the day, that's ASEA's vision as well. So let me put this into a little bit of perspective. These are a couple of quotes that really say everything about Simon. All organisations start with why, but only the great ones keep their why clear year after year. So keep working on this. And it's those who start with why that have the ability to inspire those around them or find others who inspire them. And when you look at all the key leaders in ASEA or anywhere in your life, whether it's Martin Luther King or Gandhi or whomever that is a hero to you, they inspire, they move because of their deep-seated passion, because they know who they are. I mean, maybe you're one of these fortunate people who've always known from a really young age what your life's why is. I haven't known that. I mean, when I graduated from high school and I had no idea what I wanted to study, and I just kept falling into things that sort of out of desperation, because I was on my own, needed to earn money. And so this exercise has been amazing because it's reminded me of who I haven't been, but it's also reminded me of who I truly am, because our life's why is all established and determined by the time we're 17. And here's where it's profound in your ASEA business. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And what you do simply proves what you believe. So when you've got that passion of knowing your life's why, and ASEA is the absolute vehicle, ASEA is what carries out your life's why, it will change your ASEA business overnight. And working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. And that's why Dan doesn't watch TV. He doesn't have a $40,000 TV. That passion drives us every day. It's what keeps us springing out of bed in the morning. So it's really important to find exactly what that is. So let's look at some other points. I mentioned your life's why is your ASEA why. It cannot be separated. You are who you are. And Simon's really big, and it's so important. There are a lot of people today in society who really don't feel fulfilled, and it's tragic. It's a societal crime in my mind, because when you start to come from that place where you're living a fulfilling life, people will follow you more. They want to be around happy, passionate people with a high level of certainty and a really big vision. And when you've nailed your life's why and you've found it, then that certainty and that vision is just naturally conveyed in who you present with. It's just amazing. So, and when we can put into words our why and articulate it, particularly with others when we meet and talk to them about ASEA, it will inspire them into action, which means it's fantastic for building duplication and retention and a whole bunch of other things in your ASEA business. And it helps with piquing interest more easily as well, because you've got more certainty. And it helps you to have a point of reference for absolutely everything you do in your life, for all of it, which boosts your confidence and really turns you into a leader of leaders. And it helps you to make more intentional decisions in your ASEA business and in every area of your life. So it helps you to stay on track with your goals. It gives you that certainty and that passion to know that you are going to make it. And you'll inspire others to join your cause, which of course is Virtus's cause. But ultimately, they're going to join you. They're going to be attracted to you'll attract empowered leaders and red apples because of the as I keep saying, passion that you'll have. And knowing your why is much stronger motivated than turning up to do an ASEA business and focusing on the income only. You'll have much greater success when you're motivated by your life's why. And it also is a statement about what you stand for in life, and it absolutely changes everything. And I'll share with you a couple of examples of what it's done for me. So our goal, my goal, is to do business with people who believe what we believe. We can leave the rotten apples in the orchard on the ground. That's okay. They don't believe what we believe. But when we can convey to people what we believe and they join our team, the combined success becomes completely unstoppable. So when this happens too, when you really are sure of your life's why, your ASEA why, you become completely indestructible. So regardless of what the ASEA journey may throw in your way or your life in general, you become indestructible and unstoppable, and nothing will stop you. So Dan mentioned Virtus in terms of one of these famous quotes of his that you may have all heard. We're at the start of something big with great purpose, and right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world. Your life's why fits into this. You are and will change the world. And this is ASEA's mission statement: to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. That's what Dan's doing. That's what we're doing. That's what you're all doing as ASEA associates. This is just a really great way that ASEA have been able to abbreviate it. So let me quickly overview the 3 basic steps. So the first one is, and that's why I showed you my planner, you take the time, and literally it's taken me 14 hours to do this. You take the time to write stories that have shaped your life. It might be from life-changing events, from the depths of loneliness and despair, or perhaps stories about success and achievement that you're really proud of that you at first thought was impossible. All those stories that really have made a mark on your life, for your entirety of your life, write them down. Simon does suggest you get together with somebody and share those stories, because you've got to pick out the common themes in what you've written about. So when you identify those themes, then they become part of your life's why. And as I said earlier, by the time we're 17, we already have it completely in place as to why we're here, what we stand for, who we're about, and how we're going to make the difference in the world. So this is mine. It's a little long, but it's appropriate for me, and every word absolutely means something. It's to honour, inspire, empower, and create a safe space for people to take charge of their lives so that mankind can be uplifted, liberated, and united. So for the sake of time, I've got a definition that's really for my benefit in terms of what these words stand for and why it really is who I am based on the stories of my life. But I'll just break it down into a couple of words that have a similar theme so you can see how it all ties together in this exercise. So safe space, take charge of their lives, and liberated are really 3 key words from me that stem from my stories. So safe really means protected from or not exposed to great danger. So for me, Tyler talks about inflection points in our lives, moments in our lives where we make a decision, I'm never going to live this way again, or you're inspired to go and do something quite profound because of an experience. So without getting into any of the details, I grew up in a housing commission environment. So it wasn't necessarily safe, the safest place to be. I had a great education. I had a lot of great things in my childhood, but an overarching theme was my mum was left with 4 kids. One was a baby when my dad left, and he went to the other side of the world to the Middle East for our whole childhoods. And she didn't really enjoy being a mother. She did the best that she could, but she had some pretty intense mental health issues, and she just couldn't provide a safe environment for her children. And so coming out of that type of experience, it was extremely suppressive, and it was character building, as I said, but it's really shaped so many of my stories. That's really become a huge part of who I am and what I stand for, and why ASEA is so perfect for me. On top of that, I had about 15 years of being stalked. So that's not the most fun thing to happen to you, because you never know when your last breath is going to be taken. You don't know, you can't live like a normal person. You certainly can't invite people over to your house as a kid, because you can't guarantee their safety. And it's, as you could imagine, traumatizing. My sister was abducted from the front door. It just went on for a really long time. And you can imagine that that's an inflection point in my life where safety was a real issue. Not feeling safe was a real issue. Some amazing gifts came out of this, but just in terms of your story and your themes, you'll see some of these pop up. So, you know, at the end of the day, it was not a safe environment to be yourself in the house I grew up in, or even to speak up. And a lot of that too was a sign of the times. Still in the 70s, children were to be seen and not heard. It's just all generational to a degree. So the lessons I learned, I really developed amazing intuition. It kept me alive, it kept me safe. And I developed an incredible memory and attention to detail that I know drives Bart absolutely insane at times, but I don't miss much because I trained my brain that way. I had to. And I realized I had to participate in my own rescue. I wasn't going to live my life like that. As soon as I had an opportunity to get out of this home environment, I did. And that's really been a wonderful experience for me to be able to have achieved doing that. And also, I have never ever put myself in an unsafe environment again, just under no circumstances. I've just never done it. So I've been really, really blessed. So for me, it became an absolute must for me to honour and really appreciate and hold a safe space so other people can freely express themselves. It's who I am. It's how I present to the world. It's really important for people to feel like when they're around me, they can be who they are, and I'm going to provide that safe space. And as you can see, why that's so important to me. So, you know, the way it can be translated is, you know, I'm really passionate about providing a safe, non-judgmental space where people can be unconditionally accepted, inspired, and fully express themselves, where they can have transformations and step into their full power and discover who they truly are and what they're capable of creating. Now that's ASEA. That's how it overlaps. And I'm really stirred. I really stand for people knowing that they're unique and special and how amazing they are. And they're just so important. They have their gifts and talents and strengths, and I'm going to create a space where they can excel and create a fulfilling life, because I know what it's like to be suppressed. And so when I communicate this with people in general conversation, it segues into ASEA, because I've found a way to be able to fulfill my passion and my real truth in life in this regard through ASEA, through the business model, through the company. As Glen said, there is no other ASEA anywhere. This is a safe space for people to grow into the very best versions of themselves. This is it. It doesn't get any better than this, in my opinion, and we are just so fortunate to have found it. So just skipping through these, take charge of their lives. So I left home for the first time at 15. I lived with my ballet teacher, and life got a little bit better for a little while, but I had to cut my family off. Nearly all the members of my family that I've only reconnected with in the last 2 years. So I walked away, and that was just what I absolutely had to do. But it helped me because I realized, you know, if it is to be, it's up to me. I just had to do it. I was the most independent 19-year-old I've ever met in my life. And that was because I had no safety net, nothing to fall back on. But I jumped straight into my first corporate job, was the pharmaceutical experience. And this is where I had another inflection point as a sales rep in Sydney, huge territory. Some of you may know this story. I'll get straight to the point because of time. So I contracted a virus in the field, in the surgeries, and I ended up in intensive care. And it was in the critical, can't remember the critical unit, where they weren't sure if I was going to pull through. And I was just in my early 20s, and they wanted to administer me with a drug I was selling. And I know there's a place for pharmaceuticals. I totally get it. I've just never taken them. And I woke up with an integrity crisis when I realized that no way, I'm not going to take that drug, because I absolutely know that I won't walk out of here. And so I walked out of the hospital, handed back the keys to the company car, quit my job, and decided I was going to spend the rest of my life educating people on taking personal responsibility of their health and their lives. And so you can imagine how much passion I have for ASEA, knowing that I get an opportunity to do that, and I'm in the right place to be able to do that. So, you know, in terms of this regard, the lessons that I learned by taking personal responsibility for my life, it's so empowering, and it develops depth of character and builds self-worth and confidence. So I wouldn't change any of these experiences. It helped me to realize that I can do anything, build belief in myself, and that I can absolutely trust in myself. So in terms of following that through, I'm absolutely not okay by people handing over responsibility to their life, of their health and their life, to anyone else or anything else. It's up to people, obviously, if they want to change. But if there's a crack in the doorway and there's an opportunity for people who want to make some changes, then I absolutely know with complete certainty that ASEA is the technology that will help them, because it gets to the cause, the cellular level, the absolute cause of everyone's imbalances in their cellular level, everyone's health. I'm not okay with people remortgaging their house or spending everything that they have for symptomatic relief that they don't know is symptomatic relief, because they don't know that there's something better out there called ASEA. They just haven't found it yet. That's why our message is just so profound. And you know, and we've got to, as I said, trust in ourselves and take responsibility for our health like Dan did. And really, I feel passionate that it's just such an injustice of the symptomatic care system, as you can see, particularly because of my background in the pharmaceutical world. And prescription thugs, for me, it's not the answer. So I get to be able to express this with people in terms of talking to them about ASEA and why it is addressing the root cause, and why it is a disruptive health technology that you cannot find anywhere else in the world, and why it is such a miracle and a breakthrough. So you can see how that sort of ties in. And yet keeping the theme going, I know there's not a lot of, you know, high energy positive stuff here, but I know I didn't have a lot of time, and I just wanted to hit the words that were tied together with the themes. So I'm passionate about releasing people from oppression. It doesn't necessarily have to be slavery or imprisonment, but the thing is, ASEA represents an opportunity for people to get out of jobs they hate. And one of the inflection points in my life was when the people who should have loved me the most, they took everything and they tried, but I knew that they weren't going to be able to break my spirit. And being able to have that spirit and being able to be there for people and present who I am is invaluable. Like I said, I wouldn't change these experiences, but it adds to my life's why. It's given me an ability to have resilience, to wait my time out until it's the time to recreate a new life or move forward. Delayed gratification. Alan Noble talks about this. I became a master of delayed gratification, putting in the work, waiting my time, staying focused, doing what I need to do, because the gratification will come. It's there. It's just not always instant. And when it comes to living a fulfilling life, that doesn't happen instantly. That takes work and dedication and compassion. I have deep compassion for people because of my experiences, and gratitude. Now that's ASEA. This is what the corporate team represent. This is the culture of the company. This is why I obviously have found such an amazing home in ASEA, and why I know many of you on the call today have as well. So when I can talk to people about, I'm just really not okay with people hating their jobs and going through the motions, and gone are the days of work 45 years for Telstra and get a golden watch. People need to be able to express themselves and be fully who they are, and they can have it all in ASEA. They can absolutely have it all if they're willing to take that first step to listen, if they're willing to have the courage to make that change. And because of your connection to your life's why and your ASEA why, that helps them, that inspires them to take the first step. That you're leading the way, as Dan said, you're showing them how it's done. So when you can communicate that effectively with people, they see it, they feel it, they know it. And we do have a solution. And for me, I'm so thankful for ASEA every day, because I get to be really fulfill what I'm passionate about in this vehicle, in this business model. So the message that I can share with people about ASEA is I get to travel the world showing people that they can live their life their way, and how they can experience a deeply fulfilling life. And you'll notice on the bottom of our newsletters, it's your life, your way. And now you can see why that's so important to me. So pulling it all together, this is the last slide on my section. I want to encourage you this year, if you haven't revisited your ASEA why, and or if you don't really know with 100% certainty and you're not deeply, deeply connected to your life's why, take the time to do this exercise. You know, I'd really love to say that I think every single one of you are going to go and do it, but I can tell you the ones that do, it will change your future, your ASEA business. It will change who you are as a person. And it's about time, if you don't know, figure out what you stand for. I'm 49 this year, so it's taken me a little while to tie it all together, but this exercise has been the breakthrough for me to know, you know, who I'm serving, who I am means what I stand for. So my question to leave you with is, what are you passionate about? If you don't know, download the Audible books and get to it. So I've been on my soapbox, I know, and that's just a high-level abbreviated version of it, but there you go.
Wow, that was amazing. You know, we all have stories that shape our life, and if you can draw from those stories to really get clarity on what your why is, it makes all the difference in the world. So I haven't done this exercise. Melissa's challenged me to read the book and go through this, and I intend to do that too. So
you can't do this one by osmosis.
No, I
can't. You have to do the work.
Yeah, I like her to read books and tell me what they say.
That's
and
right,
I learned, but now I'll have to dig in and do this. So I encourage all of us to do it. And
I'm conscious of the time, so we're just going to quickly get through upcoming events. And Dan, please feel free to chime in anytime you would like to, if you're still there.
Hey, one thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
There was, as we were talking about goals, and you're talking about your why and finding your why and so forth. I talked with Mal, invited him to be on the call, but he's, as I mentioned, he's at Envision in Europe. He said, just share this with everybody. He says, there comes a time in your life where you have to perform. 2020 might be that perfect time for you to do that. So, you know, Mal's just, you know, that perfect time. It's just, it's time to step up. Let's make 2020 a huge success. So anyway, yeah, there are some really important events coming up. These are events that we want to make sure that we promote. And so let's go through these now.
Yeah. So most of you know the redoxdiamonds.com. We're been a bit slow uploading events to that and learning how to do it, but this is the one-stop shop place in Australia, password associate for all upcoming events in Australia. Also Redox events on the Facebook group. Of course, Trish and Bob Schwenkler's website, ateamsupport.com, you can get events at. Also in your ASEA virtual office calendar.
Password associate on that?
Yeah, so we're just going to feature the main urgent and upcoming Australian events in this rest of these slides, but go on and check out what's happening in the rest of the world so you can stay plugged in.
One of my favorite sayings is you got to be at the spout where the information's coming out. So,
right. So Europe in Lyon, it's happening right now. Excuse me, their Envision conference, because Mexico, Australia, New Zealand coming up, and North America as well. So many of you know, but of course we're all welcome on Ed's Sunday night team call, which is Monday, 12:30, middle of the day for us in Brisbane. So 1:30 down south. So it's a really great call they have every week. It's low key, relaxed. It's a great way to connect. And Ed, as you know, is an amazing human being and leader. So both he and Rebecca have this team call. Christina is featuring in the Monday night training. She'll do a training on contacting, setting up a three-way and inviting prospects to a weekly webinar. These details are also in the newsletter that I sent out. Christina is a phenomenal trainer. So be on that webinar. As Christine Wong said, don't miss these trainings. She's on everything.
Yeah, and we're switching over from, instead of the My Meeting, we're going to go to the webinar format. So it's exactly the same link that you used here today, just so we can keep it a little bit tighter in terms of interruptions. But Christine does an amazing job with all of her trainings.
She does. So she's also featuring, she's got a busy week next week.
Yeah.
She's featuring in the Expert in the House webinar, which is back into full swing in Australia as well. So you're welcome to join us for that. Allow the diamonds to be the experts in your house, get people around to your house and play these videos. And Alan did a brilliant job last week. And I've got to say a quick plug to Alan. I know you said that Christine Wong is one of the most consistent people on all the events, etc. Alan's my person that comes to mind. He's amazing. So he and Christina's up this week.
Yep.
I'm really excited. This has taken most of last year and you have been extremely patient, many of you, not being able to get access to me. I decided for duplication and for our necessity, we needed some tools to be able to help people in our team better duplicate with retention, knowing what to do, where to go to get it. This is an acronym I created. You'll see more about it. We're going to be launching these tools online on Zoom just before the Envision Peak Performance event on the Gold Coast, in the process of getting a print run done now. And basically, I came up with this acronym called CIRCLE. So the first book's called Live It, and it's a training guide, and it's about connecting. And so the first one features ASEA products and talks about loyalty rewards programs, helps people to identify, prioritize their cellular health and what best products would suit them and their needs. It's quite comprehensive, but it really is for brand new people to give them an overview of ASEA in one place.
Like, before you click past this, I want to just take a minute to toot your horn.
Oh, we don't
because,
have time.
Look, no, this is important, guys. A lot of us have been looking for better duplication and a system that can actually create that. Melissa has invested literally thousands of hours in putting these tools together. For us, it's a massive investment. We'll probably have over $30,000 invested in putting these tools together. We've hired some graphic designers. These booklets are going to be, they're going to be free. You just download them and then have them professionally printed. So these tools are going to be launched to the team. Do you have a slide with the times of that? Saturday, the 22nd at 8 a.m. Queensland time. We'll get the information out to everybody, but we'll do a full training on this. We were hoping to do it at the Envision conference, but there's just no time to do that. But we want to spread the word to it. This is amazing stuff, guys. It's going to be something that we've created as we want to grow our business and our team, but it's there for all of you, for those that would like to use this and participate in these tools. And we'll show you how to use these, all the things that go with it. But I really want to thank Melissa for the incredible.
You haven't really seen them all yet.
No,
they are. I'm proud of them, actually. So thank you, babe. So long story short, the Share It guide is everything you want to know about sharing ASEA. Break it down into being able to connect, invite, leverage resources, close. There's a compensation plan section in the back of the Share It, Launch It, and Empower guides. Launch It's all about launching your business, everything you want to know about launching your ASEA business, and Empower is how to get to Diamond yourself and how to empower your team as an empowered mentor beyond that, how to create really great duplication. And the Launch It guide is about, there's a couple of rank planners in there. It's about getting to Director 300, 700, and then Bronze to Platinum. So yeah, it's amazing. So we'll keep you tuned on that. So tickets are $99 for the Envision event on the Gold Coast before February 10th. They go up to $129 US February 11th. With the exchange rate, do your best not to wait that long. If you haven't already purchased your tickets, please get them at ASEAEvents.com.
Not only that, but be on the phone and start promoting and talking to people about coming to this.
Yeah.
Look, Mal Sword, I know that he tells people, look, get your ticket. If don't feel like you got your money's worth, I'll pay you back. And no one ever has. I've done that too, and it makes sense. You want to promote these events and get your prospects, get your people there.
Definitely. And we have the night of the Saturday Envision section, we have a team dinner at the Mecca Bar. Lorraine Bavart's been instrumental in pulling this together in terms of location, etc. So there's limited seating. It's $50 per person, and it's an amazing menu, a phenomenal night. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a minute.
Yeah. You got an announcement at the very end of this.
So March, Dr. Rich Michael, you heard of in the beginning, for those of you that were on at the beginning of today's webinar, he's coming out. He has a lot of credibility. He is a phenomenal educator. He has won awards for how brilliant he is at being able to train people. He's a very busy man. We're very, very lucky to have been able to have stolen this time with him. Please get your tickets before February 10th, $77 right now. Don't wait and pay $109 at the door. So that, of course, is on Sunday, 1st of March. Redoxdiamonds.com is where you can go to get your tickets. So thank you, Christina. She's organised Fitzies for Dr. Rich Michael to be the keynote speaker in Brisbane. Yet again, this will be out in all of the newsletters as well. And that's on the 3rd of March. 4th of March, thank you, Lorraine. Dr. Michael is being hosted in Melbourne. And on the 5th of March, thank you, Step and Jeska, for organising this venue. Dr. Michael will be there as well. Given his schedule and need to be in the Philippines, he cannot make the Sydney event, but we have a couple of people who are even more important, who are going to be in Sydney. And we've got Mel and Julie, who will be there on the 7th of March at the Right Eastwood Leagues Club. Suzanne, Gris, thank you for all you do to organise this event. And get your tickets soon. They haven't been uploaded yet. Our apologies for that. But
Monday they will be there. So go to redoxdiamonds.com and you'll be able to get your tickets for these events. And this is really structured for guest events. You know, the people that typically may not come all the way to the Envision because they're prospects. You want to really promote these in these countries, or in countries, these cities.
These cities, yep, definitely. Just to let you know, on Saturday, 7th of March is our next leadership webinar as well. Just a quick overview. You may have received this from a newsletter from corporate. Just to keep an eye on April, Hong Kong and Taiwan. These Asian cities are going to be experiencing grand openings and anniversary events. The dates haven't been locked in, but this is so far the announcement that corporate's given us a heads up about. So just plan ahead, be prepared, keep these months free, and leverage off what's happening in those cities, those countries. And of course, Dan said September convention, 10th anniversary. Christine had mentioned her life has dramatically changed as a result of going to that convention a couple of years ago.
Big decisions are made at big events, and this is going to be a huge one because it's going to be the 10-year anniversary. I've been told that they're already working on new products and things that are going to be mind-blowing at this event. So you want to be there and get your people there.
Definitely. This is just a summary. So corporate events, ASEAEvents.com, our diamond events in Australia, redoxdiamonds.com, Facebook, Redox Events, and other. If you want to see convention tickets, they're on sale now, ASEAconvention.com. So the Redox shop, just remember in Australia, it saves us on international postage. It's all there, phenomenal tools. Keep that on your radar and keep ordering.
I just went in yesterday and bought a stack of the little spray bottles and bought some of the books and these tools. So it's a great resource for having some tools to share us here.
Yeah. And our newsletter, it's going out only once a month now. So toward the 3rd week of the month, unless there's other pressing events, and I'll get them out more often, but that's the link. A little bit easier to remember, just newsletter-sign-up. So yep, subscribe to that. Richard's going to be doing a Chinese or a translation, I don't know, Mandarin or Cantonese. Sorry, Richard, I should know that. But he's going to follow this with a translation of the same slides. Anyone in Asia who you know would love to see this presentation, keep in mind that it is followed by either David or Richard every month doing a translation. So thank you, Richard, for doing that. And this is a really special announcement.
Yep. Okay. So Melissa already had a slide up there about after Envision completes on Saturday night, we're going to have a team dinner. Need to just give you a heads up, guys. There's limited seating, but we booked out the Mekaba, which is Mediterranean. It's going to be a Mediterranean feast. It's beautiful shared plates. There's kind of 3 different courses of lots of different things. You can see the menu on the side there. We want to extend an invitation for you to join us and network at this great event before the peak performance event on Sunday, the next day. The link is here. I don't know if we can put that link in the chat.
I just did.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. And so if you click on that, like I said, it's limited seating. So if you want to join us and you've got some team members that are going to be there, I would encourage you to don't hesitate. Go ahead and make your reservations. $50 per person. We ask you to put each ticket in a separate name so that we can check people in much easier. Instead of Melissa and I going and buying 10 tickets, we can have, if we bought 10 tickets, I would just put those in our team members' names. And then if you need to do that, you could, perhaps get reimbursed from them, but you want to go ahead and make sure that you secure your tickets as soon as possible.
And we apologize, we're not going to be able to please everybody, unfortunately. Next year we have a strategy of going over to the casino and making sure absolutely everybody can come. So
yeah, we'll rent a big room next year at the casino for everybody.
So apologies if you miss out, but we just already a newsletter has gone out about 15 minutes ago to those of you who have subscribed to our newsletters, announcing more information about this event, as well as being able to purchase your Eventbrite, your ticket through Eventbrite right then and there. So that has already reached your inbox. Yeah,
we timed it to go out just about, like you said, 15 minutes ago.
So thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the 7th of March. We're so grateful for all the speakers that we have had feature today to bring such depth and richness to this webinar. And we're grateful for all of you for staying on the line and for your commitment to ASEA. We're so excited and proud of you as our team members. And we just, as Dan said, had asked me earlier, we're so fortunate to have you in our lives, and we're excited about this year and the start of the decade, and we absolutely know that ASEA will become that $1 billion plus a year company, as Dan said, and we welcome all new associates to our team. And even the cross line, we're all part of the same family, the ASEA family. Definitely, and just to let you know, I was quite vulnerable sharing my ASEA why. Please don't feel sorry for me for anything I mentioned. I just went on the most amazing holiday with my family a month overseas in December. So you've got to get vulnerable to really get in touch with your ASEA why, but my parting words is make sure you take the time to do that. It will change your life. So I'm looking forward to seeing you next month and also at the Envision Peak Performance Conference at Gold Coast. Oh, yesterday I read a post. It was someone said, I'm starting my 2020, February 1st, January was a test run. So if that's you, if you've still been in holiday mode a little bit, let's, 2020, it's February the 1st. Let's rock this year. Let's make it a fantastic year. Thanks for joining us on the call, everybody. No $40,000 TVs. And Dan, if you're still on. Yeah, more like $400,000 TVs. I don't know if you're still on, Dan, if you wanted to say anything.
Oh, thank you for sharing your story. That was awesome, Melissa. It was great for us all to hear and to see that presentation.
Thank you.
I think just with 2020, I really don't want to see anybody get to the end of the year and have regrets on what they've done or what they didn't do. So I think 2020 should be a no regrets year. I mean, if there's someone you need to talk to or can't talk to about ASEA, go and do it. If you get onto a call, a webinar, into an event, go and do it. You don't want to regret not going or not doing something. So make this a no regrets year, and make sure you're focused and you set your goals and you really push for where you want to go.
Thank you, Dan. And thank you, Richard. We'll hand it over to you, Richard. So thank you for doing the translation, and we'll see you all soon. So, yep, well, Richard will promote you to the host. Perfect.
Thank you, Bart. Thank you, Melissa.